why it took that long for you to detect that. 4, what was the role of who?
Honorable Chair and the members of the Committee of COSASE, that question has 4 parts, as you have said. Why did it take long to detect that? The role of who did that, probably in civil aviation, why it had to take the intervention of the president, who are they and where are they right now, and on what terms? Have I summarized it properly? Yes, starting with the first question, Honorable Chair. First of all, let me say this. In our day-to-day work at the authority, we try to look into ourselves as we prepare for the next phase or the next strategic planning period, as guided by both the country but also by the civil aviation, global civil aviation. And in so doing, the human resource capacity is always at the center of all our activities, both now and preparing the human resource capacity for the future, for the challenges of the future of civil aviation authority. So we started actually assessing the qualifications of people. Ourselves, I must emphasize, ourselves, this was an internally generated exercise. So we looked at our own staff ever since the inception of the UCAA in 1991. Because that is one of our strategic objectives as CAA, to build strong institutional capacity to face the future of aviation. Because as you know, the aviation has quite a lot of challenges for the future. So we started. It is also true that over the years, and not just CAA, everybody, we recruit without really caring to go into the institutions so much. We have always done that all the time, because there are types of recruitment. There are those we recruit at CAA. There are also those we get on secondment from other institutions. So, but this time around, we wanted to assess completely, and went in slowly to look for these details ourselves, not. So, I am answering a question here. Why did it take so long? It did not take so long, actually. It took an appropriate time, because we had to check everybody. This is the first time we are doing it in the history of the organization. So we assessed from institutions, and it takes, of course, if you say it takes so long, it takes so long to go into different institutions. You see, if you meet a person who is at a certain level, they have been to A level, they have been to O level, some have been to universities, some have been tertiary institutions. So we had to go to all those places. Just in many of the cases, actually, we found what they gave us was true, was okay. In other cases, what they came with were okay, but the subsequent requirements were a little bit tampered with. I have those details. Yes. So once we got them, then we had to undergo, even when you get that evidence, you must give create a due process, fair hearing, and so on and so forth. So when we are still doing that, almost reaching the end, so one person, somebody, took the matter to the president. So the intervention of the president actually came at the tail end. Someone ran with it and put it there, as if they are the ones who had actually pointed it out. Actually, the process had been going on.
Was this an internal staff?
We can't know, Honorable Chair. we wouldn't know.
Then how do you know someone went and tipped the
Because
president?
how else? Because we never wrote a report.
Oh, you are joking with the president, with that one.
No. We never wrote, but someone
Yes.
informed the president.
Okay.
I don't know under what ways, and I want to believe really that the president was well intentioned to ask questions about this. So when the letter
Yes,
came,
on this one he was.
yes, well, right. So when the matter came, it came and found us almost at the tail end. And we were, of course, naturally going, we had almost completed those process of giving them a fair hearing, whether they had anything to say, whether they had new papers, and quite a number of them actually presented genuine papers. About 4 people did. So the number actually was not 152, the number was 82 people. I want also to correct that. Because we went through it. And these 82 people, after undergoing a full disciplinary process, where issues of hearing their side of the story were also, of course, considered, then we go to 82. These 82 also included some numbers in the seconded staff from other institutions. So we were able to deal with them as per.
One would want to know, like, which institutions would second and under what circumstances.
We get secondments from the military, got secondments from police, and ISO, especially in security. We always get it. So at the end of the day, we, in accordance with our terms and conditions of service, of course, uttering a false document is a criminal matter. And we simply, our terms say, once you get those people, you dismiss them, even without any terminal benefits. And that's what we did. For to those who were coming from other institutions, because we do not employ them, we gave our views and sent them back to those institutions. They are the ones to handle their employment terms. That's what we did on Avaiation. And frankly, it is a matter that we did genuinely ourselves, just like we do with other things of irregularities, like corruption, like disciplining other people, those we catch, doing other things like probably conniving with passengers. That's what we are doing, to clean up and move into another era of strengthening the institutional capacity. That's what we did. And we have explained that several times, and we continue to explain it. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Bambi, Honorable Nangoli.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I just wanted clarification from the DG. Did you stop with your report, or you're still carrying on with the report? Because it would be a very big privilege for us to receive a written report responding to those allegations. You don't want to exit now. We really want to get.
Must be a policy in your human resource manual how you recruit. Do you do a background check, or you just recruit people and have their files covered, have their documentation done on the file?
Our committees are televised, and people can hear that our international airport is having unqualified people to a tune of 85. I think, Mr. Idi, this is something you should take extremely serious and let it not be heard of.
Delve into some of them. Since the report is there, we are going to share it. It's a committee. The policy of recruitment, actually, and I have just told you that this is from the time of inception. We never limited ourselves to very recently or 2 months ago. And how did we get to know that? When we were recruiting recently, we did what we had what all managements of UCA ever since inception had never done. And we tried to check a few. We used to check top people, but we were not checking in exact terms the lower level people. We are not doing that. So when we tried to check, in the team that we were checking, I think we wanted like 200 security people, close to that, and we found that about 50 had those issues. And why do they have those issues? Because our bar is very, very high. For instance, we are not recruiting people without credits in English and mathematics. We wanted, first of all, 5 credits, and we wanted a specific credit in English and mathematics. Because we want people who come to aviation. There is no school in the country that teaches all-round aviation. So once you join, you actually become an aviator by becoming an employee of Uganda Civil Aviation Authority in many respects. Because there are issues of certification, there are issues of grading, there are issues of gaining credentials to do certain things. Once you don't have them, in all areas of aviation, you don't. So we are trying to get them for the first time, and we got those results. That's what informed us to go backwards. Ourselves, I want to insist, ourselves. So we said, oh, it means actually in a batch of 200 applications, you can get like 50 people. Then we went back, even the people who had. And we found that many people had actually the requisite qualifications of those years, but subsequently, and with the mushrooming of universities and schools, so they became a little bit tempted to get, and in many cases they would have, say, like a degree. But now we want to get like so to speak, an improved degree. In many cases, they had O level with 7s, 9s, 6, and what. But now you want to get credits. That's really what the reality is on the ground. So they had come actually, joining had come with proper qualification because the requirements of that time were not as stringent as they are today. And these are matters really that we have endeavored to explain even in the report so that we understood. In fact, our problem is that we became very genuine with ourselves. We became open. Otherwise, many people probably don't come to do these things in a manner that we did it. So, and we own it because recruitment, some honorable member asked, well, recruitment is actually a process. There are those who receive applications, there are those who shortlist, there are those who, over the years, not just one batch, but of course, recruitments increase with the expansion of the organization. In the early days of 90s, there were like 200 members of staff, and most of them working in the airport. Then when we began taking on air navigation services, and there are not many in those areas, actually. As you move to the senior levels, you don't get those cases. And then support staff like the ones in accounts, the ones in HR, procurement, and all those are always there. But the majority would be in those security circles you find on the floor